Welcome back. This is Weeknights. We are back once again. And yeah, man, back again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yep, we're back here one more time.
One more time. I should have told you it's gonna bust out into a dance.
I mean, you should have continued the song.
Oh nah. I ain't got the share vocals. That's share, right?
I don't know. It
Oh
might
well, y'all can put in the comments who it is. I'm sure y'all know. You savvy music people, you.
that might be too unmelanated for me.
I don't know that song. I
No,
mean,
I
you bust
know the
out
song, but
dancing. Oh, you don't know the
me
artist.
knowing who the artist is. Let's be real.
You
I
speak
mean,
at Daft Punk.
oh, that makes sense though.
Daft Punk? Daft Punk wasn't around back then.
Oh, okay. I just mean sound like that. Sound makes sense.
Oh, I think it is Cher.
One
Because
more.
it's saying Cher/Daft Punk now.
Oh, so okay.
So the original is Cher.
Thank you, Jen, for that.
That's not even the same song. Whatever, man.
Right. We're going down.
The wrong rabbit hole.
Thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth.
You got it.
But if you want to go down the right rabbit hole, go wherever you get your music and stream Rabbit Hole now.
Yes, yes, yes. Please do. Thank you for that. All right. Let's talk about the internet trying to go down a rabbit hole. So Big Sean just did a freestyle on Rap Radar.
Yep.
And it's got the internet in a frenzy. Um, so he said in the freestyle some things that people think are dissing Kendrick Lamar. And then he also went live on Instagram and played some records that are unreleased.
Mm-hmm.
And some stuff seemed to be aimed at Kendrick as well, according to the internet. So in the freestyle, he said, I got to, what is it? Hey, where did it just go? Hold on. I got better things to do than find someone to beef with. Then he said, niggas looking for engagement like they got they knee bent. Oh, that was actually the line after. So the line before it, all right, so the stanza is, niggas looking for engagement like
And
they got their knee bent.
big words,
That's just a music
big
thing.
things. I'm kidding. I know what a stanza is.
Got it. All right, so the quote is, niggas looking for engagement like they got their knee bent. I got better things to do than find somebody to beef with. Then he says later on, difference is I'm an activist and you drink activists and I'm back acclimated. And I'm gonna need the cut off top. I'm gonna need my cut off top. It's decapitated. Um, and so people are saying that these are Kendrick Lamar shots. He also said at one point people are getting matching tattoos just for clout. And so there are pictures of some people. I don't even know who all these people are, but there's three people in a picture, and Kanye is one of them, and they have matching tattoos, the three gentlemen in the picture. Um, so there's some shots definitely fired. And then he went on live and played an unreleased record. And the unreleased record, his verse says, I laugh at the fact they calling y'all the greatest. I'm set. It's on. We solidified. You niggas say you run your city, but that shit is gentrified. I'm gonna say honestly, I don't know if these are Kendrick Lamar shots. I think they're more just things he's saying in the rap. I think the matching tattoo thing points more at the picture of Kanye and whoever the other people are. Um, but I don't necessarily think these are Kendrick shots. Lots of cities are gentrified. Lots of people say they run their city. Uh,
I think
I
the
don't.
part about rap beef is probably about Kendrick and Drake, but the part about beef is probably about Kendrick and Drake. But I agree. I don't. The rest of it, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like nothing really shouted beef to me. I feel like people know the history between Kendrick and Big Sean, that there was a beef situation kind of bubbling at one point.
Mm-hmm.
People know Humble is about Big Sean and that he didn't respond to it. And so I think that is kind of what people are looking for Big Sean to reignite the beef. Especially because as Big Sean started resurfacing a couple months ago, the Kendrick and Drake beef was starting up at that time. And so as he was putting out singles and starting to do his Tiny Desk and freestyles and stuff, the Kendrick and Drake beef was happening and it kind of overshadowed that. So I think when you put those things together, people are trying to say that this is like a reignited beef kind of situation. I didn't really get that vibe. I don't really understand the talk. I'm not gonna say I don't understand. I see why people are reaching for it, but I think it's a reach. I think if Big Sean really wants to bust shots, he'll say something more specific. Um, I also don't think anybody wants smoke with Kendrick at this moment.
Well, I was just about to say, you're saying that you think if Big Sean wants to bust shots, he would just, he would come a little harder. But I don't. I guess I don't know Big Sean's track record when it comes to things like this. Is he more in your face usually, or is he like a sneak diss type of guy?
We don't really know. There hasn't been a battle that I know of that Big Sean has participated in. The stuff with him and Kendrick started from the Control record. That's the record where he said he's the king of New York. He loves all of his friends, but if we're on the same record, he want to kill everybody. He wants to be the best person on the record. That whole long Control verse that Kendrick dropped, people were saying like he had the best
Kendrick said he was
verse.
the king of New York.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the Kendrick Control verse. He said a bunch of names and then also said he was the king of New York. And so that Control verse was a huge moment in hip hop,
Dancing
but it
to
was
Not Like Us. Oh, it's not disrespectful.
that's so old.
Kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So people were saying all of those years
He was
ago,
like, okay, like this is not your city. What are you
right?
sorry, I just when somebody get the news last, that's me. I'm
You
the person who
definitely
got the
got the
news
news
last.
last. That will be a funny clip at some point.
I'm gonna stop
Um,
listening to Not Like Us because shame on him.
Unbelievable. Anyway, it started with that because people were saying like Kendrick had the best verse. Kendrick took over the song, but it was Big Sean's song featuring Kendrick and Jay Electronica.
Okay.
And so in interviews or whatever, people were questioning him. And at some point he said something and it seemed like he was upset or whatever. I don't even remember the quote. It was so long ago. He even did a song talking about it briefly called No More Interviews. Because he did an interview and cats were like, "Oh, Kendrick will smoke you," and then he got upset or whatever. So he did say some things in the interview. He did say some like subliminal rap lyrics, but there was never a full-on battle because Kendrick dropped Humble and zipped the lip after that.
I mean, he literally told him to sit down.
And he listened. He did.
Funny, funny how words work.
Yes, they do.
Funny how words work. I mean, you know, listen, whatever they want to do is fine. I agree. I don't think it doesn't, to me it sounds pretty mild compared to what could be said, and it just, the only thing that I know that there was more after it, but the thing that stuck out to me was he said something about beef, and I was like, well, anybody who brings up beef right now, I think it is clear, you know, what that's about. So that's the only thing. And for me, I was just like, well, no, nobody asked you, but I guess you're saying something different. I guess you're saying that people kind of want that from him. Um, but when I heard him say, you know, I don't have time to be looking for beefs or whatever, I was just like, did did somebody send for you?
No,
Because
no one. No one
I
said
feel
that.
like people respond to things that weren't said to them, and then it's like,
Well, and that part is why that's why I gave some of the history,
yeah,
because if you look at it in that scope of Back from Control, Humble, as his stuff started as he started resurfacing, he was quiet for a while. As he started resurfacing, dropping singles, doing performances on Tiny Desk, and doing freestyles, the Kendrick and Drake beef happened. And
right,
so it was like terrible timing, but also other people were looking at it like they stepped on his releases.
yeah.
And so
They not like us.
I don't think he's trying to start beef again. But
I only I only say that because I can't stop seeing these videos of Jonathan Majors, and they put the not like us they put not like us over it, but what they do is they do like this they do like the civil rights movement. They not like us.
so
My
Emmy
man is so happy to
nominations.
be free and with that pretty woman. Anyway.
Emmy nominations have come out.
You
Um,
saw the video though, right?
I did see Jonathan Majors dancing. Yes, yes, I did. So Emmy nominations have come out. We got a full list here according to Variety. I will not read the whole list. Um,
Any standouts?
show, huh?
Any standouts?
I mean, this is more your category than mine. I don't watch a lot of TV. I was curious what you would think about the Emmys.
All right, talk to
Um,
me. I have not seen the list.
oh man, it's a long ass list.
All right, well, give me some. You don't have to give me all. I know the Bear is nominated. I saw that.
The Bear has 23 nominations. Shogun has 25.
I have not seen Shogun, but I've
I
heard
think
Shogun is
Shogun
good.
Shogun looks awesome. I know one person who watched it. Shout out to Ness, and he said it was awesome. I would totally watch Shogun.
I heard Shogun is good. I want to check it out, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. Um,
Uh, you want to know what category? I'll tell you the categories. You tell me if you want to know who's in
no,
it. There's a category for best drama series.
absolutely love a
Oh,
drama.
all right, so the nominees are The Crown,
Okay,
Fallout, The Gilded Age, The
love
Morning
it.
Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, and Three Body Problem.
Oh, I got some shows to catch up on. I know the Gilded Age. I watched the Gilded Age. I watched the morning show. You said something else that I watched that I can't remember right now, but
The Crown.
The Crown. Yeah, but I didn't like the final season of The Crown, so I don't want them to win. They probably will, but the Gilded Age is really good.
Got you.
I don't know,
Uh,
but okay, we can move.
top
What else?
comedy series.
Uh huh.
limited or anthology series.
Oh well, who's nominated for comedy?
For comedy series, Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Royale, Reservoir Dogs, What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, same thing there. I watch about half of those shows, so
Who you feel like?
I don't think Only Murders will win it, but I
Okay.
like Only Murders in the Building. I really do. I think it's quirky and I could see Abbott win. I feel like Abbott won it last year or this
I
year.
think only for political reasons, Curb Your Enthusiasm is gonna win. They
I
brought
can
the
see
show
that.
back after years for one final season.
Yeah, I can see that. Um,
That's my only insight here.
yeah, yeah, I can see that happening. But Abbott's a great show. The Bear, I still don't understand why The Bear is a comedy, but I guess I never will because I'm probably never going back to
Never
it.
watched it. Yeah, I'm about to say never watched it.
Um, and I'm not going back to it, especially after the new season came out and people said that they are like forcing because of audience because of the audience saying that they wanted to see like two characters, interact in a certain way. Apparently, they wrote it that way for this season, and I'm like, oh, if you're listening to like people on the internet to write your shows, I don't know how I feel about that. So anyway, um, somebody who loves the Bear is going to call me out for that, but that's fine.
Yes, they are.
I don't love the Bear, so I'm okay with that.
Got it. The next category is limited or anthology series. The next category is outstanding talk series. Then it
Was
goes to
Was there
yeah.
anything good under limited series? Anything that you recognized?
I know two of the shows. Oh, three. I know of Baby Reindeer. That was like an internet sensation.
Mm-hmm.
I know of Fargo. And I know of True Detective. The other two shows are Lessons in Chemistry and Ripley. I've never heard of those two.
Okay,
I've
yeah.
never watched any of these shows. I
I,
only know of them.
I haven't seen. I think I've seen a couple episodes of Fargo, but I haven't seen anything else on that list. Okay.
Reality competition program. Lead actor in a drama series. Lead actress in a drama series.
Anybody we know?
Lead actor in a drama series. Yeah, we know a couple of people here. Idris Elba for Hijack. Donald Glover for
Ooh.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
Gary Oldman for Slow Horses. And Dominic West for The Crown.
I liked
And
Hijack.
also, I'm pretty sure I know the person for Shogun because I know who the main actor is. And he's also nominated. I don't want to mess up his name. But I believe his name is Hiroyuki Sanada.
Okay.
If I messed up the name, I apologize. Never heard it out loud, but I have seen him in other things, so I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Lead actress, yeah, of course. We know Jennifer Aniston,
Morning show.
um, and we know Reese Witherspoon. Other nominees are Carrie
Oh,
Coon.
they're both nominated for the same show.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. I like the
Yep.
morning show. It's gotten a little weird, but every show gets weird after a certain amount of seasons. So
All right. Um,
I mean, you don't
and
have to think through
if
the
you watch
whole.
The Crown, I would assume you know Imelda Staunton, lead actress on The Crown, I guess. Lead actor in a comedy series, lead actress in a comedy series. Of course, Quinta Brunson is lead actress in a comedy series, but so is Ayo Adabiri for The Bear
Okay.
and Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building, and Maya Rudolph, we know too from SNL
All right.
for Loot.
I haven't seen Loop, but hmm, that's an interesting bunch. I feel like
Yeah, and Only Murders in the Building has two people for lead actor in a comedy series. Both Steve Martin and Martin Short are there.
Makes
I
sense.
think that's interesting. Of course, Larry David is there for Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Jeremy Allen White, of course, for The Bear.
I
Um,
don't feel like Selena Gomez is that strong in Only Murders in the Building. She's
okay,
she's the only one that I'm like, I don't think she'll win that. But the rest of them, I'm like, that'll be an interesting. It'll be interesting to see who wins that category.
right. Um, lead actor in a limited or anthology series. Lead actress in a limited or comedy series. Limited or anthology series. I think the women have more notable people than the men.
Okay.
In the in the actress category is Jodie Foster, Brie Larson,
Hmm.
Juno Temple, Sofia Vergara, and Naomi Watts. Most of those people we know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of categories. That's why I'm like, I don't know which ones you care about.
No, I mean, I feel like we got like the gist of it because I feel like some of it is a little redundant. Like, so I feel like the standouts here are Shogun, Only Murders in the Building,
The
um,
Bear.
The Bear, The Morning Show. I know Gilded Age got quite a few nominations also. Um, Abbott Elementary, which I
Yeah,
feel like has been a standout for the last couple of years. So it's an interesting mix. I mean, TV is one of those things where I'm never gonna be able to watch all of the things. So
I watch so little TV. I was like, I don't really have much input.
yeah.
What I will say is one of the categories that stood out to me is
Hmm.
outstanding animated program.
Hmm.
Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, and X-Men '97. All three of those are nominated.
Okay.
And those are all really popular. Of course, I'm rooting for X-Men, but just
I mean, I can't root for any of those. I've not seen X Men, although I've heard great things about it. I've not seen X Men, and I guess Bob's Burgers. I know it's really popular, but I think it makes me think of The Simpsons, and I was never allowed to watch The Simpsons, so I've just
right.
never seen any of that. Um,
Understood.
but yeah, so that's cool. I guess when are the Emmys? Does it say? I don't even know when they are.
Yeah, it's way at the top. Also, really quick, outstanding host for reality or reality competition program.
Hmm.
RuPaul Drag Race is up there.
Okay.
And so, of course, RuPaul is nominated.
Hmm.
And all of the people from Shark Tank are nominated as one unit, which I think is
Really?
interesting and kind of cheating. But yeah, and so I like that show. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I love Shark.
Um, I did not know Weakest Link was still happening. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That
Well,
is news to me.
outstanding host for a game show, Weakest Link is up there, believe it or not.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I had no idea that eons later that show still existed, but
I feel
apparently it does.
I feel like that's got to be like a reprise. There's no way that's been running for all these years.
I would assume the same, but I do not know uh, what is the case. Also, in outstanding variety special (parentheses pre-recorded), you got Billy Joel, The Hundredth, live at Madison Square Garden. He's a legend. You got Dick
Mhm.
Van Dyke, 98 Years of Magic. And you got Dave Chappelle, The Dreamer.
Okay.
Um, those three. Oh, and also Trevor Noah for Where Was I? So that's an interesting category that stood out to me as well.
Yeah.
Uh, and last I'll say is I think it's interesting, something we spoke about, outstanding documentary or nonfiction series.
Mhm.
Um, the Jinx Part 2, which I'm currently watching, is up there. Quiet on Set, which we spoke about, is nominated. And so is Stacks, which we reviewed uh,
Yeah.
not too long ago. And another thing I watched, but we didn't speak about, was a show called Telemarketers, which was crazy.
Yeah. I saw some of telemarketers. It was crazy.
Yeah, so that's what's popping with the Emmys.
Okay.
And then I don't know how to transition, but we gotta Am I the Asshole for y'all.
It's been a slow week.
Yes, it is. It's a slow week, y'all.
All right,
All
hit
right.
me. This is the first time we're doing Am I the Asshole where I do not know what it
Yeah, I
is.
went and found one this time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually this is your thing, but I found one this time. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to read a little fast because these things are never short. So the question is, am I the asshole for ruining my family's cabin vacation? I, 19-year-old male, am wondering if I am the asshole for what happened on our family vacation. Here's the full story so you can decide for yourself. Every summer, my family rents cabins in a remote area for a week-long vacation. It is a big deal for us. My parents, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents all come along. This year was no different, and I was actually looking forward to it because I've been super busy with work and college. Before we left, my mom reminded everyone about the rules. We have a few family traditions, like no phones at the dinner table. Everyone helps with chores, and we all go hiking together at least once during the week. These rules are supposed to ensure that we spend quality time together and enjoy nature. The trouble started right from the beginning.
The beginning. Okay.
Well, I thought this one would be interesting. The trouble started right from the beginning. I'm really into gaming and had just bought a new handheld console that I was dying to try out. So, when we got to the cabins, I mostly stayed in my room playing games. I thought, what's the harm? I'm on vacation too, and I should get to relax however I want.
Okay.
My absence didn't go unnoticed. My mom asked me several times to join the family activities, but I brushed her off, saying I needed some time alone. I figured I'd hang out with everyone eventually, but right now I wanted to beat my game. My cousins came and asked me to join them for a swim, but I declined, saying maybe later. This went on for a couple days. I barely showed up for meals, missed the
What?
family.
Wait a minute. This person went from I just wanted to play my game and be alone for a little bit to days have gone by and they're still in their room with the game. Not
Yes.
attending meals? What? Because you can't take a break to eat? Ridiculous.
I knew he was going to have a strong reaction to this one.
Like, I don't understand why you can't get up, get your ass to the table for dinner. I don't get it.
Well, there's more. This went on for a couple days. I barely showed up for meals, missed the big family hike, and generally kept to myself. My
How did they
cousins,
even let him miss the family hike?
my cousins, who are usually my partners in crime, were getting annoyed and started calling me out.
No
I
shit.
shrugged it off because honestly, I thought they were being too dramatic.
You've been in your room for days with a game, and you came on the family trip to be with the family.
The real blow up happened on the fourth night. My grandparents, who are in their 70s, were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. My
That's
aunt had
beautiful.
planned a big surprise dinner for them, and everyone was supposed to be there. I knew about it, but I lost track of time because I was so engrossed in my game. By the time I realized what time it was, dinner was almost over. When I finally showed up, my family was furious. My mom and dad looked especially disappointed. My grandparents didn't say much, but I could tell they were hurt. My cousins and siblings accused me of being selfish and ruining the vacation. My aunt, who had organized the dinner, called me an ungrateful brat.
It's
Feeling
okay,
attacked,
Auntie.
feeling attacked, I got defensive. I said I didn't see what the big deal was, that I just wanted to relax on my own terms and that they were overreacting. This, of course, only made things worse.
Yep.
My mom started crying, and my dad told me to pack my bags and leave the next morning. They said if I couldn't be bothered to spend time with the family, I shouldn't be there at all. So I left the next day and went back home. Since then,
Play the
I've been
game some
getting
more.
So
I
I
would
left
leave
the
too. If
next.
that's all I wanted to do, if all I wanted to do was be alone and play my game, and then everybody got mad at me for being alone and playing my game, and they were like, if you don't want to be here, you should leave, then what am I going to do? Pack up my game and go back to the place where I can play it freely and no one will nag me.
So I left the next day and went back home. Since then, I've been getting passive aggressive texts from my siblings and cold shoulders from my parents.
That's thin.
That's the end.
All right. Here's the only thing that this is the only I'm gonna start with the thing that I don't agree with on the family side, and then because I think this is obvious. But on the family side, this whole you ruined our trip. No, he didn't ruin their trip. Their trip was fine. He just wasn't a part of it. Fine. You can argue that he is selfish because he absolutely is. He's selfish. He didn't participate. He missed out on things. The grandparents were disappointed or whatever. That doesn't mean that he ruined your trip. You guys still went on the hike. It's not like y'all sat in the house because he wouldn't go to the hike. Y'all still had your vacation. So to put their entire experience, their entire trip on him, I just think is nonsense. I don't believe that that's true. You can totally be on a trip with somebody and have a good time, and they just over there doing what they're doing. So that part of it, I think, is a little bit far, a little unreasonable. Everything
Okay.
else is spot on. Everything else is spot on. He's selfish. Because I thought, when you started, I thought, okay, first day, you don't really feel like you're trying to get into the groove of like being around people. You're not used to being around all these people all the time. So, you're going to take a little time out, play your game. It was a brand new game. So I totally understand wanting to rush to wherever you are, plug it in and play.
You didn't have to
But
plug it in. It's handheld. It's handheld.
whatever. The point
It
is,
was it was probably a Nintendo Switch.
oh, yeah. The point is, though, that's where it should have ended. You could save your game for at night when you get back. In the morning, get up a little early, an hour early or something, play your game, and then you could join the family. My problem with this is that you can't agree to do something and you can't commit to do something and then check out of it. I think that's where this went wrong. Because it's a different story if they said, let's all go on a beach vacation. We're going to go to the beach. We just, like, dinner is a non-negotiable, but everything else, you guys feel free to run free and do whatever you want to do. Some people want to go to the beach. Some people want to do an excursion. Some people want to do this. Nothing rigid. Then I would be like, okay, well, he just did what he wanted to do. But that's not what happened here. There was a whole itinerary. There was a whole agenda. He knew that going into it. Then you should have
Yes, it
just
did.
played sick and stayed your ass home.
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
It was selfish. You are the asshole.
I
It was
agree.
selfish.
I agree. I understand wanting to play the game. I too like games, even though I'm not a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, I do like to, play a little video game.
Like a
But
you're a dabbler.
I dabble, I dabble. But
Okay.
I think that you knew prior what type of vacation this was. You knew your family does this all for one kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
where we're all together, we're all doing these activities, we have these strict rules, and you were reminded of the rules.
Right.
And you decided, hey, F everybody, I don't want to deal with anything that's going on. I don't want to deal with anyone. They kept inviting you to activities. You kept saying, nah, my game, not my game, not my game, not my game. I
Right.
understand that, but on the flip side, you knew the purpose of this vacation.
Right.
You knew about the family dinner for your grandparents celebration, and you just decided to be selfish. So yeah, I think that makes you an asshole. Do I think that makes you the worst person on the planet? No. Do I think the family overreacted? Yes. But I also understand the all for one thing. Because if we say, hey, no matter what, at 7 p.m., we're going to Dunkin' Donuts. Yo, at 7 p.m., your ass better be ready to go
That's
to Dunkin' Donuts.
that's right,
This
exactly.
is not an ad. They didn't pay us. That's just the first thing that came to mind because I would like a coffee right now. But but if you know that's the plan, then don't be a jerk, man. Just be ready to go at 7 o'clock or whatever time. And so also you had your phone with you because you could have it. You just couldn't have it at the dinner table. You could have set an alarm for dinner
Yeah,
because it's easy to lose track of time when you're doing whatever fun activity. It don't
yeah,
have to be a video game. It could be any fun activity. And so, yeah, time flies when you're having fun. That's true. But you know that you could have set an alarm to do that. And I'm sure you heard the family moving about, getting ready for this dinner.
of course.
You know, it was foul. You should have just stayed home. Shouldn't even went on the vacation. You'd have been fine at home just playing your game. Nobody would have bothered you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with playing your game normally. If you said, hey, for the next 4 days, I'm gonna just play my video games, I say, hey Dash, have a blast. But you can't miss weeknights because you're playing video games. You got responsibilities. And at 19, you say you're in college and at work. You know that. So you could have done things differently. Your cognitive abilities are set. You're able to understand the severity of the situation. You're an asshole.
Yeah, it's just inconsiderate. It's really
Yeah.
inconsiderate, and then you don't need to be going on the family vacations. If this
No,
is,
but they also don't need to be crying and saying you
yeah,
ruined the whole vacation. Like, come on.
that's that's too much. But I also feel like don't agree to go and spend time with people if you're not going to spend time with people. That's my issue with this. It's not. I don't feel that you have to be chained to the people you go on a trip with,
Right.
unless that's what it is. Like if you go on a couples trip, you probably going to be chained to the person you're with because that's the type of trip you're on. It would
Right.
be strange for you guys to go your separate ways. Um, but there's some trips where you're on where it's a little bit more freestyle and you can kind of do what you want to do and then come back together at some point. But they had very specific plans, and honestly I don't think what they were asking for a family trip was unreasonable, because it's
Mm.
not like they said we're gonna spend all day every day together. They said at least one hike.
Right.
They said
No
dinners,
devices at
no
dinner.
devices at dinner. And what, I don't remember what the other thing was, but I don't think what they were asking for was unreasonable. Also, this is something that you've done before, and that's why I kind of feel like this maybe is less about the game and more about the
Oh,
alone time,
everyone helps with chores.
which is fine.
That was the other
They
thing.
renting a cabin, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is maybe more about like being reclusive and having alone time. And if that's something that you desire, then maybe you don't need to
Yeah,
be on the
that's
next family
okay.
trip.
Right.
Also, there are you gotta give a little to get a little. No, I
Yeah.
don't think they should be crying or cursing him out or acting crazy. It's not that deep. But and then not speaking to him and all of that when everybody's
Right. The
back. And
parents are not speaking to him. The siblings are sending passive aggressive texts.
yeah, it's just kind of like, all right, well, it happened. So what are we supposed to do now? Because I
I
just,
I can see I can see where people will be upset for a week or two. Yeah.
yeah, for a week or two, but like
Well,
after
that's what he
that,
said. That's what he said. The last week or so.
oh, okay, I forgot that it had just happened. But yeah, I mean, listen, I have a family member who, when
Oh, actually, it doesn't say when it was, how long. It says, so I left the next day and went back home. Since then, I've been getting passive aggressive texts from my siblings and cold shoulders from my parents. So we don't know how
we
long.
don't know what the time frame is. But yeah, I mean, I have a family member who like complains that when when we do family vacations, that there's not enough togetherness.
Hmm.
But I think you have to establish what a trip is going to be from the beginning and then take it from there so everybody
Right.
knows. And then it's your prerogative if you're going to actually go on this trip or not go on the trip. I think that's important. But yeah, so you are the asshole, 19-year-old man.
Agreed.
from wherever.
Oh, it doesn't
And
say.
I would just like to say that I am Dash, and this is my co-host JD, and we are done for the night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.